might have heard about miracle gardens in Dubai, but did you know that there's actually a vibrant community surrounding miracle gardens? Today we are in Arjan, which is probably one of the hidden gems still in Dubai, and in this video we're going to take you around and show you why it's a great place to live or invest in.
In this channel we are checking out future investment opportunities here around Dubai. We got a lot of questions regarding affordable places to live in, and that's why we are in Arjan today.
Let's talk about location now, because that's very, very important in investments and real estate, obviously. Arjan is located next to JVC, Barsha and Motor City, which is probably more famous areas that people know, but it's actually in the same location. And some people would argue that it's better or worse. I mean, it depends on where you want to go around the city. What's really nice with Arjan is that, of course, you have the Miracle Gardens, which is a massive tourist spot. Every year it's over 1.5 million people visiting that a year. But if you have a family here, or even if you don't have a family or kids, there's so many fun activities around here, and that's why the location is interesting. The world famous Global Village, it's only 5 minutes away, which you have to check out when you're in Dubai. You also have IMG World, which is another one, which is only 5-10 minutes away. So location-wise, similar to JVC, similar to Barsha and Motor City, but with a totally different vibe. And talking about why the area is an affordable place, we're gonna go through more details about the pricing in the end of the video, so make sure you stay until then, where we look at the pricing and discuss if it's worth investing or not, in our opinion. The history of this area, it all began at 2006, and this is part of the famous Dubai Land massive project that covers a lot more areas. It's also Motor City and some other areas around here. It was developed by Dubai Properties back then, but you can see this is less than 20 years ago. There was nothing here, and now, like, by the day, it is growing and it's becoming more and more. So it's pretty crazy here in this city how new everything is. But let's take a look over in the green area. Trying to gather our thoughts here. We've been walking around for a while, and we do get a sense. I mean, Dubai Properties are the ones who've done the master plan here for this community, is our understanding. So you can see, like, the layout here. Overall, there is a plan and a structure, right? With the alleys, with the parks, which really makes sense, which we like. The difference is, though, that there's a lot of different developers, right? So very little unity in between different apartments, right? They're building new here. You have an older building, and then you have, you know, even more modern building over there with you know, the wooden details and the glass buildings. So it's very, very mixed, right? And that's one of those things you get in a community like that when you give, you know, plots to a lot of different developers. It's very difficult to get that unifications when you look at it, right? That it looks similar. So that's probably the missing piece here that we can see right now. But as for layout, as for being very walkable, that's an important factor for us. At least we like to kind of just finish work and go out for a walk and just have long walks and ease your mind. And then this area so far has been very, very walkable. And that's a big plus in our opinion as Europeans. Similar to, I would say, Motor City, what we saw there, or Studio City, like easy connection to the big highways here. I mean, JVC is quite similar distance from the Gulf, but the difference there is that the community itself is very difficult to get out from, right? So you need to consider this. While this one is less crowded, you don't have those circular or strange roads they have there, which means that, you know, getting in and out here is a lot easier, and you're quickly onto the motorways and can go wherever you want.
Yeah, so the only problem might be the peak hours, I will say.
Yeah, but that's Dubai.
But that's why, exactly.
It's a problem for everyone.
One of the big reasons why people move to this area is because, of course, it's more affordable than other places, but also the community around it. We've seen a lot of different expats here from different countries, but we've also seen a lot of different schools. Yeah, you see in this green area, you have a playground there, you have a big supermarket here, and then over there you have a lot of restaurants and cafes.
And it's like proper, it's not just one school, 6 schools.
It's a big area.
And also the hospital they have here is Parkview Clinic, which is apparently the biggest hospital in Dubai.
Oh, really?
According to what I heard online.
No, but I get this nice feeling. I didn't know that much about Arjan before. I've been to Miracle Garden for 8 years ago. It didn't look like this at all. It was kind of the only thing there. But now it's this lively neighborhood.
Yeah, and it's just gonna grow by the day. And if they're successful, we'll keep on building these green areas, but also infrastructure around it. Like this supermarket behind here, it's like a proper one. It's a big one with good options and food and all that. It does help to attract the expat community.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's a nice, calm feeling here as well. I really like it. Let's continue.
Yes.
So we just had brunch here, and it wasn't that many options for like typical brunch places here in Dubai, but it was a really nice options of restaurants, more similar to Barsha, but I guess it got influenced by that because it's just next to it. But we had brunch with one of your colleagues who's normally staying in this area to get his view of why he's choosing to stay here.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, with the brunch place, it's a bit more multicultural. We ended up having an Indian vegan restaurant, which was great. Yeah, we have Freddie here that I work with. He's been living on and off in Dubai for the last 2 years, coming and going, and he's been trying out a lot of different areas. But now when he comes back, he always stays here in Arjan. And we asked him a little bit about like why, there's a lot of other areas, and he's been staying in JLT, Al Furjan, been staying downtown, but now he likes Arjan specifically. I mean, he's working a lot, like all of us. So you want to have an easy everyday life. He feels that he gets it more here in Arjan than other areas.
Yeah, he really likes the gym here, that he can walk to the big supermarket here. It's kind of have everything around it.
Yeah, within a walkable distance. And that really, really helps, right? Because that's what you need to consider, like everyday life, Monday to Friday, how you make it easy. And you don't have to be depending on a car. That was important for him. We can see why. We're positively surprised about this neighborhood.
I planned my dress nicely today because it matches all the big buildings around Arjan. It's this white, big luxury Italian-inspired building. And I think like my first impression was like, okay, what is this? I tried to copy Italy. But now I kind of liked it. It kind of make the whole area much better, I will say.
And more unique, right?
Yeah, you have like this long street with all the restaurants. It looks more unified just because of this big white building.
Yeah, and the developer's name is Vincitore. Sounds very Italian as well.
I thought it was Italian, but it wasn't.
It was not. No, but many times we've seen these kind of European-inspired locations and areas in Asia specifically tend to be a bit tacky, not that nice. But this one, I think they've actually done pretty well. It seems to be good quality.
Yeah, if they haven't got this in Arjan, this area have been less unified. But just because of this,
but it is a unique touch to Arjan. Yeah, I mean, you have to applaud the people who dare to do something differently, and I think they've done it here. For sure. So I didn't think I would see this in Arjan. So finally, what you guys been waiting for, price-wise, and how does this area compare to others? So in Arjan, we find it quite difficult to analyze because it really depends on the size of the unit. Studios are actually quite cheap here. They're at around 620, 650k on average dirhams for a studio. But then when we go up to one bed, it jumps up to almost 1.1 million, the average price dirhams for the area. And what's really fascinating is the bigger units, the 2 or 3 beds, where 3 beds are actually touching almost 2 million dirhams in this area. So it is definitely affordable, especially if you look at the rental prices as well. But for bigger apartment, there seems to be supply issue here because the prices are quite good. So that might be a good idea for you to look at new properties being opened up here, or the bigger apartments might be a good investment to look at. Another important piece here as well is, of course, to understand the developers. And this area, you have plenty to choose from. We mentioned Vincitore, the Italian-inspired real estate developer, which is we have only seen here, which is interesting. But then you would find a lot of the classics here. Of course, Danube are present a little bit all over. We've seen some new projects from the Yard that looks actually very interesting. One of the developers we're keeping an extra eye on. So make sure, do your due diligence, look at the building as normal, investigate if it does make sense for you, and if it does so, maybe it should make sense for other people as well. Okay, we are gathering our thoughts and summarizing. Arjan, what's your opinion?
So I'm positively surprised. Didn't think there's gonna be that green here. I really like what they've done with Vincitore, the big white building in the middle. It kind of like unified the whole area. I'm still not sure who will live here. It's kind of the same crowd as GVC.
Yeah, that's the tricky piece. It's just the identity again. It has a unique touch here, but you were talking about that there's no natural place where people gather.
Yeah.
So we can really find that spot where like all the kids go to play and the parents are hanging out. So that's probably the only thing we've been missing here. And I mean, it's a Sunday, so we thought we'd see it. In general, very positively surprised. And it has a lot of cool features here with Miracle Garden, Butterfly Garden.
Yeah, a lot of restaurants, multicultural restaurants. You can experience a lot of in food-wise as well. So
yeah, probably not like the restaurants that the Westerners would check out normally, but you need to be open-minded and try out different things. Yeah, but if you like this is just one perspective, one area we've been checking out on the channel. We're gonna continue throughout Dubai and a lot more more in store when it comes to potential areas that what we think about when it comes to investments, but also living.
But also comparing different areas, and because we've been checking out a lot of areas now. So now we're gonna compare it as well to see the positive and downside with it.
Yeah, we're gonna be a little bit more nerdy. We're gonna go into more details. We're also gonna look at insides, more of properties now when we're covering areas before. So make sure you keep on commenting and giving us suggestions. We love them on how we can improve the channel, what you want to see more of. And make sure you subscribe to not miss out on our next video, and check out our new Instagram channel for more daily updates on life here in Dubai and around the world. So we'll see you guys soon.
See ya!